Alrighty team, welcome. Hope we're all doing well, guys. Welcome to another London session. Let me just kill that music a little bit. And let's get started, guys. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another London session, another big session. Looking forward to see what we can come up with moving forward. Let's have a quick look at what we've got in the way of news today. If there is anything that may impact our session moving forward. All right, so let's just refresh that. And obviously it's Tuesday, not Monday. And it's not going to play ball. Oh, issues with Forex Factory, not a good start. Anyway, let's just reload this page and see is there any high impact news that may affect our session. Here we go, guys. All right, so for our particular session, doesn't look to be anything that scheduled anyway. There could be always breaking news that we need to be wary of. Otherwise, once again, some high impact news to come later today into NY session for those who do trade at Jolt's job opening, so be aware of that. Anyway, guys, without further ado, if you could smash that like button, it would be much appreciated. You guys on TikTok, thank you for your support as always as well. Hit that like, hit the screen, just tap the screen, and let's get underway with the analysis. And as we always do, let's start with gold moving forward here today. And starting the weekly time frame, and once again, we have created another all-time high. High low in the current candle. Previous candle was also a strong bullish candle. So to me, it still looks like there is potential for us to continue into unknown territory on gold. Very bullish on it, even fundamentally. Obviously, I think there's a long way for gold to go to the upside. Doesn't mean it's just gonna be straight shot up. I mean, it could do anything. No one knows. None of us can predict the future, but all we can do is analyze what we see on the charts. And what I can see is we are very bullish. Onto the daily time frame. Kind of like what I'm seeing also in the daily. So obviously that previous daily, we did spend a fair part of it below low of that day, the Friday's candle, which does look like a potential reversal formation or pattern. However, we have since bounced off this resistance here to the left hand side around at 27.72, only to close back bullish. That to me is a liquidity candle if I've ever seen one. Broke the low of the candle prior to on Friday. We're bouncing off the resistance here to the left, only to close back bullish. To me, that signals further strength to the upside. Bullish in structure as well. Current daily looks like it's created the upper wick and has since retraced. So let's just mark in the current daily candles low and high, and let's just see what we've got either side of that for the time being. Now onto the 4-hour time frame, and that as well is technically bullish in structure. Interesting to see though, in the next 6.5 minutes, we may be closing a bearish engulfing candle. Could this suggest potential for a further pullback? You notice to the left also, guys, it lines up with this previous resistance here. So bearish engulfing would be back below that level there on the 4-hour. That could suggest potential for a further pullback. Doesn't mean we're all of a sudden flipping bearish, but based off that, there could be some potential short-term pullback sell opportunities. So structurally, we know we are bullish. We've got the highs, resistance at the highs. We'll mark in a level just here. It's about to close, going to close bearish. Bar of support, we're going to mark in around that current daily candles low. And we're going to adjust that in the 30-minute time frame. Okay, okie dokie, guys. So we can see a little bit more support to the left hand side here. So I'm just going to drag that down. For me today on gold, at the moment, I can't sell it. For the time being, I can't sell it, in my opinion, until we start to close below 28.08. At least at that point there, we'll have the previous 4-hour closing a very strong bearish candle, even if it's not engulfing. So we'll have not only that, we'll have also the 4-hour candle probabilities to the downside, but we'll also be popping below the support and back below that range to the left, that 4-hour resistance with clean traffic to the left. That to me would suggest potentially there could be some further short-term pullbacks where we could be able to get involved in the opportunity of taking a cheeky little sell. So that is where I'd be looking for a potential sell based off that if it did eventuate. So the 4-hour is about to close. Let's see if it does actually close bearish engulfing. Now let's just quickly adjust the zone to the upside. Just use that. All right, so as for the buys, otherwise guys, just going to be looking for the buy options. Now doesn't mean I just buy it. What I want to see is price present my catalyst at my designated level. So for me, the level I want to see price tap into is this 28.1045. Now might not necessarily do so, but the preference is for me for price to come back down, retest, form a bearish candle, start to consolidate around this point and begin to move away from that consolidation. That point there, creating a bit of structure at that 4-hour support. And if we begin to pop above the consolidation, that point, that would be my catalyst for some potential buy options from the current level of support. Based off what I'm seeing just now, we're about to close. It's going to close the 4-hour candle at the same time. Strong bearish. 4-hour candle outweighs the 30-minute candle. 30-minute, I don't have a catalyst either way, nor do I have it in the 15. All I've got is bullish candles, but they're not engulfing. They're not breaking any minor resistance at support or anything like that. Those of you who watch me in the regular will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't yet have any of that. So what I need is for price to create a bit of a resistance. Would love for it to tap into 28.10 and then bounce off that level. And if we break above the resistance created around the current level, that could be a potential option to look for a buy from the support. Otherwise guys, what I'll be looking at is we are bullish across the board. Definitely considering further buyers from above 28.2471, the resistance formed at the current daily candles high. Now further options will all depend on simple price action within the current range. So if we do bounce off this current level, I could look for my little interruption pause candles for some further potential options. So that is currently what I'd be looking at gold. Would I sell it from the highs? If we do reject, create that equal high respecting the daily high, or even if we were to break it briefly, only to pop back below, then yes, potentially. But I would really prefer to look for the buys at the moment. So we'll wait and see. But that is my plan so far on the gold. Hopefully that makes sense. If it did, make sure to hit like button. YouTube and TikTok, make sure to smash that screen. And in the meantime, let's take a quick look at GJ. Let's do the top down analysis. So starting at the weekly time frame, and we can see we are flipped back bullish. So we what I mentioned yesterday, guys. If anyone can remember, I mentioned yesterday that GJ, it did not have an upper wick, if you guys remember this time yesterday. But what I mentioned on stream was it's more probable. It looked very similar to the previous candle, but in this candle, it's more probable to create that upper wick. So because we're closer to that support. So what I mentioned was if price tapped into this support, there's a high probability of it bouncing and actually flipping and create the upper wick. And it's exactly what it's done just now. So those who are paying attention, there you go. Maybe, not sure if you're on the charts for Asian session. Perhaps it could have been an opportunity. I have no idea. I wasn't on the charts at all. But we are technically bearish nonetheless. Looking at the daily, also structurally bearish, but that candle itself suggests we have grabbed liquidity from the support here to the left. Current candle is a high, low, high, high. Let's mark in the high of the current candle and see what we've got above that. If we were to break our own high yet again, there's a high probability we'll continue to the next resistance. It's just a matter of whether we've got the margin to do so. At the moment, it looks like we would, but we'll wait and see. Onto the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see on the 4-hour is structurally we do remain bearish. We have retested the last significant lower high, and we have rejected that level. So hence the importance of these wicks, because many a time people will be buying it as it breaks the body of a candle as opposed to the wicks, only to see price trigger them in, pull all the way back, and we end up back in the range below. So structurally it's bearish in the 4-hour. Still up near the resistance. Previous candles suggest perhaps we'll grab some more liquidity from the downside. Very choppy though. It looks very difficult at the moment on the actual 4-hour time frame, but what we can make of that, it is technically bearish. As far as support, way down these lows. Onto the 30-minute time frame, and that to me appears to be bullish. No, it's bearish. Sorry, bearish. It's close by that point there. So therefore, look, GJ, I prefer to sell it, to be honest, today. And seeing we are near the resistance, for me, there's no real buy option at current level. So what I'll be looking for on GJ is price to tap into that 4-hour resistance yet again, around that 192.80, that psychological round number, and look for my signs of rejection. Look for a catalyst within price action that level, and from there I can look to plan for a potential sell option from the 4-hour resistance. So sells below, it's 192.830. As far as support to the left, just gonna mark in that level. Is it a 4-hour? Not really. All right, so further options for me, let's look above these highs. Let's determine if we got the margin above these highs. Look for any potential option. Not really. Tricky. The buys are very tricky on GJ unless we come back down to support. Yeah, so for me, I'll be looking for the sells, to be honest, guys. Just wait to see if price pops up to this 192.830, grab some more liquidity from the upside. If it rejects, it gives me my price action catalyst, then I might contemplate some potential sell options on GJ. But the focus is definitely going to be gold by the looks of it. I'm liking what I'm seeing just now. Got that support. Let's see if we've got a little bit of minor resistance for me at the current level. Again, the preference is for price to pull back and tap into this 28.10 level though. That is the preference. We form resistance just here, and then wait for a closure back above the resistance formed at support. And that to me would be a very, very strong catalyst to look for a potential buy. So we're just waiting for the time being. In the meantime, champions, let me see who we got here today. Beats, as always, brother. I appreciate you, Sean. Good day to you, mate. All good. Lau, good morning, mate. Sketchmas, another Trump volatility day. Did he tweet something, or is he up and about? James, mate, hope you're well, brother. TikTok, there's quite a lot of you on the stream, so I'm not going to go through all your names just now, but I appreciate you all for joining. Thank you to all the new followers as well. If you guys have any questions or any charts you'd like me to look at, feel free to ask. Try to keep it more Forex related though. I don't mind to look at the major cryptos, but not the meme coins and that type of thing. Members, I'll send you guys a link. And I'll be on for MY, for pre-MY anyway. That's for members only though. Bullish music. I mean, on same trade right now, I've stopped under fair value below. So you're looking at, all right, so I'm assuming you're looking at this area as an entry point between those two levels, and you probably got your stop loss below this support. So yeah, essentially I'm looking for entry at a similar level, but I'm waiting for a further catalyst at this stage. Sean, I may have tried the backtesting website thing I sent you. Seemed pretty good. I only had a quick go. It's free version that paid one also. Okay, nice one. Yeah, I've checked it out before, so yeah, it's definitely something I would be keen to check out once again. Sketchmas China. Oh, okay. Yep, that would make things move. Obviously, gold. Looks like Bitcoin has bounced a bit today after an enormous pullback. I think ETH dropped, what was it? 30% or something in one day. Nuts. Since rebounded quite well. I like ETH personally. Bullish music, it's glad to see someone with the same setup, and I'm 6 months in. Thanks for the confidence. All good, mate. I'm not actually in a trade right now though, but I like the area. You're getting involved in a trade for sure. sure it's the same as TradingView, but more smooth, and candles move, they don't jump like on backtesting TradingView. That's what you want. Nice one. Beats. Yep, all good, mate. So let's see if it's got these. I'm sure it's gonna have gaps again. Alright, it's a little bit friendlier today, so it's filled that gap. There you go. You mentioned yesterday, if it did break above the actual resistance or the market open, there could be possibilities for it to head up. I'm not saying it would have been easy just to get involved, but made the move eventually, filled that gap, and since rejected. All right, so let's look at the weekly. Look, I'd still base off the previous, which was a bearish candle. Given the gaps, very hard to know what to make of that. Structurally, on a daily, I would say it's bullish. Yeah, I would say it's bullish. Yeah, and counter probability is the upside, even though the current daily is forming bearish. What you will with that. 4-hour structure is also technically bearish. Counter probabilities are to the downside as well on the 4-hour. Be marking resistance at the weekly high. I'd also be marking in a support a little bit below that point. Onto the 30-minute time frame, and that to me, again, if I was to follow it, technically it's bearish, so I'd rather look for where we're currently at. I'd rather look for the buys. And to be honest, if this were gold at this time of day with 3 minutes left, I'd be probably looking for a buy in the following candle. If it closed bullish engulfing, closing back above some support here to the left, you could argue wick down into this resistance only to bounce off it. So that would be enough to suggest to me it could make another move to the upside. Very difficult chart for me to analyze. I'd rather just analyze NAS. I think it's a lot easier because it doesn't have all those gaps. But what I would suggest is, otherwise, if you're not interested in the buys, wait and see how price reacts to. I'd probably just drag that up 2150, around that level, 21,500, and I'd be looking for a potential sell option from that point upon a price action catalyst. And above that point, I feel there's further options to buy it as well. Above that 21,515, pretty clean to the left. At that point, I feel there's a high probability that price will eventually pull back up to retest the current weekly candles high. So sells below, buys above. And aside from that, if it does retrace yet again, now just be playing a range and looking for support to form at the 4-hour lows. So that's my opinion of NQ, mate. Hopefully that makes sense. Back to GJ's. Not going to be easy today, I can tell. GJ's likely gold. Ooh. Alright, interesting. Potential liquidity candle right here on gold. So we've broken the low of the previous candle. We've now gone up to break the high. So often what we see is current candle will often continue to the upside. So there are very cheeky little buy options on gold right now. Stop loss would have to be below the lowest point. That's just based off pure price action. I would really like to wait for that little bit of minor resistance to fall. Let's look at the 5-minute. 5 minutes looking pretty good. 5 minute could present a potential early entry, coinciding with the 15-minute liquidity candle. So it's probably best to wait and see if this 5-minute candle can close bullish engulfing. If it did, could be enough for an early entry, guys. So I'm just gonna wait and see how this 5-minute closes. The moment it's not going to close how I want it to, so I'm just going to wait. Yeah, so I'm likely going to have to wait again for at least this 15, possibly 30-minute close. So it's still the same original plan. I was just looking at simple price action, the way it was forming for some really impulsive entries, but that made sense. So obviously it's not, I've not got my my rule ticked off, so there's no entry. User, how it's NAS 100 going? How is NAS going? Well, NAS NQ is, I just analyzed NQ, so obviously it's the same thing. Basically, it's just a mini version of it. So yeah, just same as analysis as before on NQ. Buys from support above 2120, sells from 473, and could be potential buy options just now if price breaks its own high. Personally, I wouldn't trade it this time of day, but if you are keen, what I'm seeing is we've got a nice strong bullish closure on the 30. Based off that, we've obviously looks like popped back down, create a low wick. If we'll break our own high yet again, clean traffic to the left, that would be my potential entry point. Bullish music. Yeah, so I've done gold, the analysis, so I'm just waiting for at this stage looks like probably a 15-minute closure minimum. Bullish music have entry at 28.11.09. Okay, nice one. So you pretty much got in the high of that 30-minute liquidity candle. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Stop loss, I would not want to be involved if it breaks 28.08. I'm pretty sure that's where you said you got stop loss around that point. So Smarty's point to you. GCAD. Yeah, most certainly can. Just quickly before closure of the 15 on gold. So weekly strong rejection at obviously a key level on a higher time frame. Previous candle was bullish. Current candle is forming bearish, but has a high low higher high to the previous. Daily, again, look at that significant level on the daily time frame. So it's rejected the resistance. Structurally, it remains actually bullish on a daily, but we're at very key level. It's just in a very tricky area by the looks of it. Bullish on a daily. Weekly is can still call it bullish based off that previous 4 hour. I'm gonna call that bullish as well until we close below support basically, and it is one really choppy area price action. I'm gonna use that for the time being. You really drag it all the way down though. Resistance, don't really have it at the current level. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good level to have for support, to be honest. I'm not so concerned by that bearish wick. Bearish candles create resistance, not support. So below that point, 30-minute structure anyway is technically bullish, and below it's going to flip bearish. That's your catalyst for higher probability sells triangulate the structure. So closures below that point. Not only that, you've got the daily breaking its own low as well. You would have broken low of the previous daily at that point as well. So lower high, lower low on the daily time frame to add further confidence to sells below that point there. Otherwise, what I'd be looking at on BCAD is price to pull back to the resistance form on the move down within the current daily candle. And I'm pretty sure, no, it's not a daily high, but it is obviously a level of resistance form on the way down. If we were to continue bearish, there is not much of a need for us to pull back up and break the high and close above it. But what I'd be waiting for, seeing it would be counter trend. But the good thing is it'd be forming one of those potential W formations. So it'd be great if it taps back into this 4-hour support, bounces off it, closes above, retest, and that would be my catalyst. Closure above the retest, and then entries begins to break above the high of your catalyst candle. Otherwise, look for rejection of that point for options to sell it. As long as it makes a relatively clean move back up from the support to the resistance below that 179.70, that point you could potentially look for options to sell it. That is my opinion of GCAD. Make of that what you will, and hopefully it makes sense and hopefully it'll make you some dollars moving forward. Closure on the 15 on gold. Let's see. Not convinced. Not convinced. If the 5 minute is just consulting, it's resembling consolidation for me at the moment. Yeah, I'm waiting, guys. I'm not comfortable, I'm not convinced, I'm not jumping in. Just gonna wait patiently. How'd you guys go yesterday? We had some nice opportunities or options yesterday on the stream. Especially that second trade. I know some of you did really well with that second gold trade yesterday on the stream. Alright, this is good on GJ. This is much better. Now let me just check something. I'm marking the 50% of this zone. Let's go back to the 30. Actually, no, I can't. It's not valid. Good. All good. Black icon. Yeah, gold is my primary focus, but I do look at GJ. To paying derping trader. Welcome, mate. Yesterday I liquidated 1000 USD by BTC, 94.5. It went almost 91k. And back to, yeah, down to 91.6 and back to 102. It happens, man. I got liquidated out of the position as well, so you're not the only one. It happens, mate. Mine wasn't as substantial. It was still, I think, about a $300 trade though, so it happens. That's crypto. That's the wild west of crypto. So unfortunately, if crypto, it is what it is. You've just got to be comfortable with your risk. That's the truth when it comes to crypto. It was a huge pain. I gained early February. Yeah, it's not great, is it, mate? It's not. I totally understand. But again, it's just, unfortunately, it's part of the game. You gotta accept, you gotta have these losses. Sometimes, especially the crypto, there's not much you can do, can control it. If some breaking news comes out, even with Forex as well, crypto is more volatile. There's really nothing you can do to stop it from happening. And that's why you have stop losses and things like that, and you have them placed at a level that you're happy to get out of the trade. You're accepting of the potential financial loss as well, and it's just reality trading. You need to accept the risk. Jai, where's everyone from here? That's a good question, guys. Let us know where you're from. TikTok. Yeah, to paying trader. Yeah, I'm saying it right. I remember today I seen you in the chat a fair bit. Yeah, it's tough, man. I understand totally. Dan, you're from Perth. Nice one. Manchester, Matt. Essex, England, right? Okay. diverse group. Yeah, I'm here in Melbourne, Australia. Those who aren't aware, where it has been stinking hot for the past few days, so I can imagine Perth has been thermos. Perth will be crazy hot if it's been really hot here. But the cool change came across about 2 hours ago, which is good, but still pretty warm though. Malaysia, nice one. Been to Malaysia, oh, but heaps actually, probably about 5 times minimum. Down over 40 tomorrow. Oh shit, don't say that, because that means it's going to be getting hot again here pretty soon. Brayo, Kenya. Nice one. Happy to see gold. Happy for it to reject. Be feeling a lot more comfortable about it if it actually taps into this 2810 and then bounces. Benny, Bris Vegas. Been to Brisbane only once. Fun fact, never actually been to Sydney. Not once in my 43 years. And so I've ever been to Sydney, and I live here in Melbourne, which is now officially the biggest city in Australia actually. Got more people in Melbourne than there is in Sydney. Sydney's probably a bigger actual, well, it is the biggest city, it is, but there's more people in Melbourne. Benny, yeah, to be honest, look, the missus wants to go take photos and that, seeing she's not from here. Obviously go see some of the attractions there, Opera House and all that. So I may go for just a couple of days, but I think there's more beautiful parts of Australia, to be honest. I've heard Perth's supposed to be amazing. I've never been. Adelaide as well. Brisbane, I like it. Obviously around the coast there as well. Sunny Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast and all that. Would love to track further up north. I have an idea actually. Jump in a camper van and stream on the daily from a different location in the camper van. That would be bloody interesting if I did that. Chuck one of Elon Musk's satellites on top of the camper van and off you go. The camper van trader. I want to learn more about training, but everywhere and everyone has different. That's the thing, man. There's so many ways you can skin a cat. I say it literally every stream. So what I do might work for you. What someone else does might work for you. It's just what I would suggest is you need to give something a proper go. So don't just dismiss it after a week or 2 weeks. Give it a crack. Give it a couple months. Personally, that's what I did. You need to gather data, so you need to first of all learn the ins and outs of that particular edge, and then you need to gather the data over, you know, at least a month or two minimum, and then you can determine whether you can make it work for you. Potentially it might just need some minor adjustments, some fine-tuning, or you just may never get that type of strategy and you might move on to something else. But give something a proper go. You'll learn a lot from just watching this on the daily. I really enjoy educating and helping people with what has worked for me in the past. And it's a chill stream anyway. I had 2 entries yesterday. Both were actually would have been profitable in the end, but I was taken out break even. Second one was a cracking trade though. I know some of you were actually in it. Smarties, have I seen the big rock? No, that's something I'd like to go see. It's not too fond of the actual location. I've seen footage of Alice Springs. It doesn't look too welcoming, to be honest. This is good. This is perfect on gold. Fantastic. Tapped into that support. So now we bounce off it. I know at this rate where I could potentially get involved, I could even get involved a little bit lower down. And if we start to pop a lot, provide some potential sell options. I'm happy to see what gold is doing right now. BJ 30, not yet got resistance. Yeah, GJ still wait in my opinion. Oh man. No, it's okay. Okay. Thought I missed something. All good. Yeah, it's rock. That's definitely on the bucket list. Apparently you can stay intense, like with views of Airs rock right near it. I will drop a follow and come in when I can. All good, mate. By all means. User XAU still sell, we buy. Right now it's at a potential, well, it's a zone where I'd like to get involved in potential entries, whether it be below that zone or back above it. So I like the fact that it's tapped into it. So long as we remain above it, I feel there's more opportunities to potentially buy it. But again, I can't just buy it because I wait for confirmations. I wait for my price action catalyst, and that dictates when and if I am to get involved in a trade. If that doesn't present, I just chill. I don't just, for instance, buy it because I think it's going up, or sell it because I think it's going down. I wait for the confirmation and the rules to be ticked that work best for me, and that's what I suggest everyone does. So at the moment, yeah, let's keep an eye on this, guys. Bearish engulfing. Looks like we may close below. The one issue is stop loss. It is massive. But if we close below, what I need to see is a decent upper wick, retesting this zone, rejecting this zone, and that would have to suffice as my stop loss. What I would love to see is if price pulls up to retest the highs in this zone, then reject. Then I can get a pretty decent stop loss where I can actually trust it. Is there potential limit orders too? We are trending, we are moving with volume. Right, series lower highs, lower lows. So let's measure this, guys. If this candle closes eight pips below, so around that point there, around that 44 exactly is where I want to close. Then that may provide for potential limit orders. Now, it's a strong move though. I probably have the limit order halfway in this zone, allowing it to pull back a little bit more, and also what that would do is give me a better stop loss. Now, if the limit order doesn't present and we close below, I need a decent upper wick, and that could be used as my stop loss with the entry below the low of the catalyst candle. So that's what I'm currently looking at. The low on IC markets 280846. So we'll be looking around a 2.6 potential entry. But I want the confirmation to close below. Move now? I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest. It must be some crypto. So Hail official. I had a look at it before. Let me just watch gold because it could be a potential opportunity for me to get involved in some sells, surely. So I'm waiting for an upper wick. Looks like we're going to close below. Looks like we're not going to close enough, strong enough below to look for a limit order. I'm still very tempted to look for a limit order because we're closed below at around the 50% of that zone, layer into the trade. So I'll let you know if I am going to take a slightly earlier entry. I need an upper wick now, guys, and I want to retest that zone. Without that upper wick, for me, there is no entry. It needs to pop up higher. We went over this with the members yesterday in the education session, how still an entry, but this is what I call like a C entry. You've not retested, you've had a strong body candle, but you've not retested the zone. So yes, it could make the move, but would I feel comfortable? Probably not, because there's always the chance that it's going to pull back to retest before it actually drops again. So I'm not in it, guys. What I'm doing is waiting to see if we pull back. This is looking better. Now I need to look to see what the lower of the current candle is and look for a potential entry just below it, as long as we pop up a little bit higher. And if I layer into a slightly earlier entry, I'll let you guys know as soon as I enter. Ali at the moment, not in any sell. I'm waiting for it to tap in, then I'll set a sell stop. And that's just 2 pips below the lowest point of your broker. I'm happy with it now, to be honest. This is good. It looks like we're about to tap in. I'm seeing my broker, it's popping up. Yep, I think it's in. Perfect. And it's moving volume, guys. This is shifting without actually seeing a candle print. All right, so I've got a sell stop. And I'm just going to adjust the resistance, the stop loss, to the highest point of the current candle. I'm not looking at the limit order. I don't like the volume at the moment. It is popping up. So I'm just going to wait patiently and see if it rejects and breaks its own low again. If it does, I'll be triggered into a gold sell. So $16 is my sell stop, and a stop loss will be at the current, whatever the highest point of the current candle is. That's where my stop loss is going to be. Hopefully that makes sense. If anyone is interested, best of luck. Let's see. But again, we'll see what happens. Just me trading as I normally would, just in front of an audience. This is gold, yes. So not in, obviously I'm not in yet. Sharif, good morning, brother. Hope you're well. And TikTok, appreciate all the likes, all the follows, everything. Thank you, thank you. Oh, morning to you, brother. I didn't even notice that you weren't on the stream. Just, you're part of the furniture. Just assume you're always there. You want beats. Sean as well, and Smoke. I mean, pretty much all same crew every day. Has anyone taken a limit order? The moment my stop loss, again, I trade fixed lots, so I'm just adjusting my stop loss now to just above the high of the current candle. That's where it'll be placed if I do get triggered in. Oh, looking at the same setup. Nice one. Like it. She lose Koza. So I'm not in a trade just yet, but my self stop is set. So it's at 2807.16. That's what I'm currently looking at. And a stop loss is just whatever the highest point of the current candle is if it does flip. And TP, look, it all depends on your plan. For me, I start to begin to secure trades anywhere from around depends, sometimes even 8 pips, but usually around a 10 plus mark. Sometimes I've got the volume, momentum, clean traffic, I might let it go for a bit longer. And then I leave a bit of a runner pretty much every trade. Now I don't want the 15 to close strong bullish. I want it to reject. Close a strong bullish, then again I may need to wait that little bit longer for London Open to come. Because this may have just been a liquidity grab. Remember, we're in a massive uptrend. It's still bullish on the minor time frames as well. To me, it's not broken any structure. That's not a swing point. That's just a bit of consolidation. The swing point is actually just there. As long as we remain above that point, we're still good to the upside, in my opinion. So it's going to be difficult to sell it unless it's perfect. So I'm not going to look to sell it if this closes strong bullish. I'm going to patiently wait. We may have just grabbed some more liquidity to head back up. Doesn't mean I jump straight into a buy because I won't have catalyst just yet as well. At this rate, the potential buy option still is above this 28.14. However, we may get an option presenting a little bit lower down. So I don't have to adjust the stop loss just now. Actually, my stop loss literally on my broker at the high just now. All right, as for the buys, what I'm likely going to need to see is this 15-minute. If it wants to continue bullish, the stronger the better, and preferably once it goes back above this previous support like so, followed by a minor pause on the M15. That would close the M30. Still a strong bullish candle back at support, suggesting that this was a fake out. The M30 will look a little bit like so, back above that support. And then what I'll be looking for is the new M30 to create a bit of lower wick at London Open. And as we begin to break that minor pause, the resistance formed at support, that is my entry point, like so. So that is the buy option that could present. And this is the beauty about it right now, guys. I'm not stressed because I'm not in a trade. I didn't just jump into an impulse entry. I'm just patiently waiting. Up this rate, it looks like I'm going to remove myself. And wait. Yeah, I'm going to remove it because it's pulled back way too far. And just wait to see how the 15 closes. And then I might put it back in if it all of a sudden rejects. So I've just removed my sell stop. Now I'm going to patiently wait. The hail official, I'll quickly look at it again. I've already looked at NQ, which is pretty much the same thing. It is the same thing, it's just a mini version. And NASDAQ weekly bearish inside bar candle. Let's mark in the high of it. Actually looks like it could reject and begin to flip. Daily structure, it's bullish, very nasty price action. It's all to do with obviously a lot the news about with Trump, with tariffs and all that, and also Nvidia. I think I'm not sure what happened with that, but they had a massive sell-off a few days back. That's the support, that's the resistance. Above the daily high, clean traffic to the left. That looks like good entry points for buy options. Likely put buys above, and you're likely going to be looking for sells below it. Let's go down to the 30. Yeah, the buys above look really good. Anything between is difficult. What I would be looking for is see how price reacts to, let's go to 15 actually. It's a tough one. It's not really a zone there. I just add that in. That's most recent swing point to the upside. Buys above look pretty good actually. So potentially we'll first of all retest 21.423 and then previous day's high. We'll be looking for buys above this little 15-minute swing point. And if it does reject that level, I'd be looking for the sells. For me, NASDAQ is fine to trade for 15, as is gold. You can also use 5-minute Zeta confluence. So if I was looking at NASDAQ, look, if this was gold, I'd be waiting for just this on this 15-minute candle. If I had that present, I'd be looking for a buy in the following candle to take it back up. Now, if it doesn't eventuate, it could also be options to sell it. Now, 30-minute structure is bearish. What we've just done is form minor support on the 15-minute on potentially creating that lower high, potentially confirming that lower high. Seeing we're potentially creating that minor support in the next 4 minutes. If price was to begin to break that minor support on the following candle after creating a bit of an upward, I'd be looking to sell it, take it back down to around that 21, 26 sort of level. So how to determine whether or not it's a weak enough closure? You can use the fib. And if it closes closer to its low, then it's high. And below 50%, for instance, that's probably good enough to suggest it's a weak candle. If we break it, like being back down to the next level. That's my personal opinion of NAS. But again, I wouldn't be trading at this time of day. DJ is looking, this is looking better. Good. Tapped into the 4-hour level. We're formed resistance at it. We're now forming support. Very, very simple catalyst now I need to see for a sell on GJ. I'm not interested in buying it into the 4-hour resistance. But however, if this presents on the next 15-minute candle moving into London Open, I will have a sell option, a valid sell option. Upper wick and entry as it begins to break that 15-minute catalyst bearish candle low. I'm liking what I'm seeing just now. Be very impulsive to sell GJ on the break of a weak 15-minute bullish candle because you don't yet have the confirmation on the 30 of resistance. So I'd be a little reluctant waiting, rather wait for London Open. Gold's looking okay. Don't want to leave a massive upper wick though. Be good if this candle closes close to its high, followed by that weak pause. John, what about GU? GU. Members, did I send you guys the link? I'm pretty sure I did. I did, yeah. Okay, nice one. GU is a pair I used to trade, but I've not traded for a few years now. So it looks very similar to NAS actually. It's identical on the 30-minute time frame anyway. The weekly bearish, previous candles bearish candle tapping into some previous support here to the left, only to reject. Close back bearish. Current candles lower high, lower low to the previous. Has since popped up and obviously create a higher high. Interesting. If we were to continue bearish, don't really have much need to pop back up and break our own high yet again. Let's just see what we've got above that level. That is the previous daily candle's high. That is a liquidity candle to me. It's popped below support. I need to pop back above it. Close back up near its high. Current candles create a small upper wick and has since rejected. Pull back towards the open. That's often a level you see price reverse to or pull back to after this type of price action candle confirmation on any given time frame. So if we begin to break our own high and the previous daily candle's high, it would normally suggest there's a good chance for it to continue bullish, but what we can see is we're at resistance. So it could be choppy, it could be difficult to the upside. Structurally, it remains bearish. 4 hours also, I'd argue, bearish. It's based off that. The bias is bearish. But I need to determine where we are on the chart. If it's more of a better option for me to buy it or sell it, that's 30-minute support. I'll just adjust that. All right, so resistance at this point here, and seeing we're close to resistance. Look, there could be options. 30 is bearish. Is it flipping bullish anytime soon? No. What I'm liking though for the buyers, we've created that double bottom, respecting the support here at that 123.40, 123.850. If we were to pop above the resistance form within the current daily candle, I'd just simply wait for a closure above, like so. Price to pull back to retest that zone, and as it begins to pull away from it, that's your potential entry point for a buy. Right now, there is no option for me. We're kind of in the middle of this minor range within the high time frame range. So if it does pull up to 124.250, only to reject. then I once again be looking for my price action catalyst for a sell. The sells below, buys above. The most recent resistance formed at the current daily, or the resistance within the current daily candle, not the high of the day though. Further sell options below the 30-minute support at 123.837, and that's pretty much it. Also rejection and 4-hour zone for a sell. Would not be looking to buy into it, nor would I be looking to buy above it, because you're running into more resistance here to the left. So I'd rather just let it do its thing. If it creates a clear move up, fantastic. You can look to pick up the pieces on the pullback if that is to eventuate. So that's my opinion of GU. Gift man bolt for Loma. Gold, yeah. So I did have a look at gold before. I'm liking what I'm seeing for even this sell, but it's at a point of entry for me, a really strong point of interest. So if this candle closes back above weak bearish, I'll be looking for a buy at London Open above the high of the bearish candle. So the rule I'm going to create right now for the buys: weak bearish candle closing back above the gray zone, and I'll be looking to buy at London Open. If on the other hand we reject to close back below the gray zone, what that's going to do is close the 30 a weak bullish candle after rejecting that range that we've just come from. And if that was to eventuate, then I'll be looking for sells below the minor support formed below the previous support. So they're the two rules that I've just set, what I want to see. And if it just pops up now, I'm not interested because I don't have my catalyst. The next potential entry point would be at above 28.14 roughly. Hopefully that all makes sense. Thank you for the rose. That's all. Thank you, mate. There isn't even any catalyst in the 5-minute in my opinion. Unless you're a pure levels trader or you trade fair value gaps, but even then, I mean, it's just broken one, and it's just probably stopped a lot out who try to buy it at fair value gap, which I don't trade. As far as I'm aware, it's tapped into an imbalance. There you go. There's so many ways you can skin a cat. So others may have just got in, whereas some maybe just stopped out. And I'm just sitting here waiting patiently. I don't have any catalyst. No FOMO. I know when the time is right for me to get involved. Nikki, please teach you how to trade. Well, just watch the streams on a regular. You'll learn a lot just by doing that. And if you want to know more, just, yeah, you'll find it. Pulse going up. Yeah, it is. Nice. That's fine. This still could close a bullish engulfing on a 30. Wow, look at that. Absolutely crazy. That is nuts. Trying to impose tariffs back on USA, man. Oh, okay, really? It's all starting, guys. It's gonna get interesting. Nikki, all good. Yeah, just follow along. You'll learn a lot just by watching. And it's for free, so for education, you can't go wrong. Bro, what time do I stream? It's daily. It is, but who knows with TikTok, my friend. I mean, I lost my channel last week and I got it back on the appeal. I actually won the appeal. Really shocked. So yeah, you guys can find me. I mean, I've got heaps of videos on my profile, so yeah, you'll be right. You guys can figure it out. But yeah, I stream pretty much. So you're from England, I'm pretty sure you mentioned. my memory serves me correct. So 6:45 a.m. UK time. Up. Yeah. Yeah, 6:45 a.m. Mr. Tommy Jordan, good morning to you, brother. Hope you're well. Double hitter. Oh. How's it so? You're not from England? Oh, okay, sorry, man. Memory was not correct. Andy, do you use EMA? Not really. I don't really use any indicator, but I do have one potential entry, one entry that does sometimes require the use of an EMA or two, but I rarely use it. The other indicator I use is just how this is just showing me how the daily count is forming. This gives me an idea of the higher time frame picture. I'd like to see where we are on the daily. See if we're, you know, at confluence on a daily candle flipping bullish, or if it's breaking its own high, or, you know, any of that sort of thing. Look at that for liquidity grab and gold. Steve, out of interest, why do people watch TikTok rather than YouTube? Not sure, mate. It must be just more people on TikTok these days. Kenya, okay, mate. Kenya, sorry. Yeah, I have no idea what the time is in Kenya right now. Zen strategies. Analyze, confirm, trade, A.C.T, Forex. That's what my strategy is. Very simple. All based on price action at predetermined levels on the chart. That's what serves me well. So Scrooby UK, is blue line sell or just resistance? Blue line is resistance and potential buys above it. Similar to what I mentioned about the sell earlier, if this does eventuate and give me my catalyst to buy it, I'm going to need to wait for the London Open candle to give me a decent low wick, because that I'll have to use and trust as my stop loss. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive one yet again. Depending where it closes, I mean, 15 is still going to be a big stop loss, so it's likely going to come down to pure price action at London Open. Thank you for the heart, I appreciate it. I am Nintendo, thank you. Franco, brother, good morning to you. Hope all is well. Tommy took me out, then smashed through 2 zones. Check the what's. Oh no, okay. Gold. So let's see if we can't find a way in for London Open. Let's just wait a little bit. GJ is popping back up. Oh, how's that rejection? That's why I want to wait for the 30. Because had you taken a break of the weak pause candle without that confirmation yet for resistance on the 30, you'd be stuck in some severe drawdown right now, and you're about to be stopped out if that's the case. It's always best to wait for the confirmation. And that being, want to sell it and you've had straight bullish up to the resistance, wait for the 30 minutes close back bearish. Gold could be a different story at times, especially if I've had a weak 30-minute candle prior to it, the long upper wick. That would suggest maybe I've grabbed some more liquidity from this zone, so that if, for instance, it looked like so, a weak bullish candle, that's a different story. That shows exhaustion, shows rejection, and that for me would signal potential for that to happen. So that's one of the only times I'll take a sell without this bearish candle confirmation. Or more so on gold, the limit order within the 4-hour zone. That's the other one. Alright, so we've got just under 5 minutes, guys. Let's see where we're at for the open. If we, again, get involved in some gold entries. Matthew, how long have you been trading? 8 years. 8 years, my friend. Franco, everything's okay. That's good to hear, my friend. Good to hear, brother. Andre Stefan, US oil. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this commodity, to be honest. I don't like all the gaps in the market. For me, it's copy chart. One sec, guys. But anyway, I'll try my best to analyze that for you. So the weekly, so the liquidity candle, the previous candle was bearish, and that was a liquidity candle. Tap into some resistance here to the left, close up near its high, just grab liquidity from the downside. What would normally proceed after that is candle create a bit of low wick and then break the high and continue bullish. But what we've done is broken the high and we're now broken a low. So that normally suggests that there is a high probability that we would continue to the downside. So strong bearish in a weekly, daily, look at that, candle probabilities to the downside. Just broken a support on the daily, got some pretty clean track to the downside. Structurally, it is actually bullish though, but with counter probabilities to the downside. So that was still, I'd be more interested in looking for the sell so far from what I'm seeing. Currently at a 4-hour support. And similar to gold, it's popped a lot and popping back above it. So are we grabbing liquidity to head back up onto the 30? And then it's also bearish. A bit choppy though to the left. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner below. Below 71.66. So for me, what I'd be looking at in US oil is sell belows that level, 71.66. You've got counter probabilities to downside on the high time frame. You've got structure bearish. And aside from that, be looking to see our price reacts to 72.40 roughly. Against the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle. If we were to continue bearish, if we don't have much of a need to pop up and break its high. And if we do break its high, patiently wait for it to close above, retest, and look for the entries it breaks above the catalyst counter's high, as opposed to just impulse entry, because it is against the structure. If it rejects, price action catalyst to sell from that point. That is my opinion of US oil. Make of that what you will. I've not traded US oil for God knows, to be honest. I reckon about 5 years. Probably longer actually. So the focus is gold, guys. 1.5 minutes remaining. Let's just see how gold closes, and then we will look if we can get involved in a potential option to buy it at London Open. We've got 1.5 minutes remaining. Let's see. Jai, how long have you been trading for? For 8 years, about 8 years, just over. Martin, you stay clear in your opinion, all good? On US oil, yeah. Okay, so 10% tariff proposed by China on US oil, okay. I don't personally trade it, so. Patrick Star, are you funded? No. Personal account, I was funded. Yeah, mention it quite often when I think of what happened to me. Absolute scam, that's what it was. It was just, yeah. Had a nice chunky account and due a payout, and all of a sudden some stupid parameter appeared. They looked into it, saying it was their fault. I couldn't access my account for literally the 30 days, and then it's a hard breach by not being active for 30 days. So they're full of shit, a lot of them. All right, we want gold to pop up. We don't want to pull back just now, because it looks like we could be rejecting the most recent resistance. It's not, that is the case. It'd be difficult for me to buy it unless pure price action presents. And what I mean by that, I need to see this to happen just now. Seeing I don't have my catalyst at the actual level. If this candle pops straight up and breaks the high, I don't enter. I wait patiently for it to pull back, create low wick, and if it breaks its own high yet again, I enter. Now gold being gold, look at that. It did not see the candle flip bearish, but there's a low wick, and that is because of the volatility in the volume and just the pure craziness in gold right now. So it's very tricky. It stopped doing that, I think, about just after the inauguration. It started again. How did GJ close? All right, it's not ready for a sell yet. All good. Deeper the pullback, more margin there is potentially for the sell. Still the same entry point in my opinion, like 192, 690. The buys, yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna have the margin, to be honest, to buy it. Link 55, up we go. Yeah, I mean, we'll just consolidate now, pulling back. Trading, guys, don't always get your catalyst. I'm a very patient trader, and that's one of the issues a lot of traders have, is just being sat here. They think they've sat here for 2-3 hours, you got to find something, you're trying to manufacture something out of nowhere, as we would say here in Australia. You try to pull one out of your backside and then you get wrecked and you feel absolutely shit out about it because you broke your rules and you caved into FOMO. That is the honest truth. Not every day, not every session is a train day, and at the moment we're respecting this previous support. Doesn't mean I can sell it. I don't have the confirmation to do so. So, Ahmed, no, not for me, not yet. Link 55, just a little patience, that's it. That's what you need. Patience is all virtue in trading. I really don't care what you're trading. I think it applies to every asset class. Again, banned. Banned for saying patience. All right. TikTok, unbelievable. Let's appeal it again. Banned for saying patience when you're trading. Patience. You have to be a yin when you trade. Honestly, honestly, can someone find me someone who I can speak to on TikTok? If you do, I'll stream it live. I'll stream the call. I swear I'll stream the phone call live. It'll be entertaining. G'day, mate. How are you?
Yeah, alright. How about you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Just got another ban for whatever reason. I don't even peel it this time, so TikTok's gone.
Oh,
That's great.
TikTok doesn't play that. They seem not to have any margin for error or something.
Ban for... You can't even fucking appeal. It's what a joke, honestly. It's not even allowing me to peel it this time. Oh man, what a joke. So frustrating. Had well over 100 viewers on stream too. No, I can't even bloody appeal it this time. It's just... What a fucking joke, honestly. So frustrating. So freaking frustrating. When I buy GJ, there's no signal for me to buy it. I don't have the catalyst. Why can't I, honestly, how can I? I'm gonna appeal it. It's just so frustrating. It's just logged me out of all my accounts instead, dude. So it's blocked my account already. Yeah, Frank, I understand, but it's just like I get big numbers on TikTok, I get stuff all on YouTube, which is bloody frustrating. Oh man, fuck. Honestly, I'm gonna find out how I can speak to someone on TikTok. And I'm gonna stream it live. You watch. When I do it, I'll stream it live. That'll be fun. I will rip the absolute tear him to shreds. Oh, man. Tommy? Oh, honestly, mate. I can't even log in. I can't do nothing. I can't even appeal it this time. Last time I was able to appeal it. What a joke. What a freaking joke is TikTok. Sorry guys, just bloody frustrating. But literally, when I got my TikTok, I was just watching, there was this big dude dancing. That's of benefit to people, but what I do provide free education. I'm not trying to sell one thing to anyone on TikTok. That's not beneficial to people. Freaking joke is TikTok. I love how they do it too. They do it so you can't even contact them. How does Facebook streaming work? I've never looked into it. I'll look into it later. Thank you for making mention of it, mate. Appreciate it. Well, I'll have to start a new freaking account. Start scratch. It's gonna be fun. The dude who impersonates me is totally fine, even though I've reported them multiple times, but they're not in breach of anything apparently. Use my name, my profile, my videos. What a joke. Alright, there's nothing on go right now, guys. Let me investigate. How do you contact? Contact human. What if, how can you get into your profile of the accounts being? That's so freaking ridiculous. Same shit. You can't speak to a person. I've tried so hard. It's just, you never get anywhere. Trade market. Bro, I've been suggesting for you leave TikTok because sensitive trading type content instead of this Instagram. Instead of this run Instagram and YouTube shorts ads. Drive traffic to you. Yeah, doing that, mate. I'm in the process of doing it and it's not generating any interest on YouTube. Not one bit whatsoever. YouTube stream's gone backwards at a, massive rate. It's not just a small drop off. I was getting, you know, consistently at least 70 to 90 every stream and up to crack 100 once or twice, and now it's lucky to get 30. Lucky. Oh, look at gold now. Wow, gold's looking good, guys. Gold's looking good for buys. Need a low wick on the new candle and getting massive stop loss, so you're gonna have to, you need a sufficient enough low wick the new candle to look for the entry, or you just roll the wider stop loss, smaller entry. What's the highest point? 28. You're gonna have to be quick this. This is hard. It's tough. That's flipped on its head in the last minute. I need a low wick. And there's a good chance to not let you go. Wow. That's tough, guys. Just, that's my day. Way too quick. Way too quick. Analysis is 100% correct, but way too quick.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Hey, fine, thank you.
That's it, man.
Everything is okay. What about you? Enjoying your time on?
Yeah, well, just lost the TikTok account again for saying patience. I swear that's always patience in trading is key. I've got, no matter what asset class you trade, I've got a ban for that. Can't even log in, so it's gone. I can't even appeal it.
It's unbelievable. So, okay.
Crazy.
But you have every time you have problems with TikTok or
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately, just frustrating because you get a lot more viewers on there.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
That's not very very good, and you didn't know at the end why you are banned. So that's the issue. Huh?
No idea. But anyway, no point considering about. So yeah, it is what it is. Just gotta move on. But yeah.
Quick question to gold here, Justin here. So you was waiting for an upper wick, and then maybe creating a lower wick, and then maybe on the break of the higher.
Yeah,
higher
even
wick.
just the lower wick and then break would have been enough.
Yeah, the issue for me is here on the M50 at the end. So there's not really a margin, right? So there's 13 pips there.
Yeah, it's still enough though. Still enough to take the entry based off the catalyst that you know you're gonna get to break even minimum. At that point, you're gonna start securing.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mentioned that yesterday in the education session about how we can still look to take a trade when there isn't the most margin, but we just need to be really careful managing it. And that's definitely would have been interested irrespective of that. Because it's in a massive uptrend, that's a really strong signal. But that was very hard. Good luck to anyone. If anyone got involved, well done. But that was very difficult. Because the pace of it was just way too quick.
Yeah, but it makes sense as you mentioned. So to get that at break even at that point, reaching then the resistance makes absolutely sense then.
Exactly.
And if we see that gold is moving very fast as you mentioned, so and that's at the end it's a good point, taking profits or maybe then put the trade to PE because it's quick moving and then maybe moving to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need to adapt at the end at the situation from gold. So gold is extremely yesterday. I've seen it.
It's very bullish and very volatile at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, it would have been nice, but again, it's just the analysis you can get that correct a lot of the time. It's just getting the entry is not as easy as it looks. gold's gone, guys. Just yeah, there's nothing at the moment. I'm not gonna get an entry right now too, so I'm just gonna head, guys. Yeah, apologies today. Yeah, you do, that was the entry. It's gone without us. Members, I'll catch you guys later on. YouTube, back to just us again. So please support. Yeah, I need all the help I can get at the moment because the numbers are very low on YouTube. I won't be on tomorrow, by the way. I won't be on tomorrow. I've got plans, so I won't be on for YouTube. Members, I'll probably see you though tomorrow at some point. Anyway, guys, Paul, good to see you. I didn't see you in a chat earlier. Not sure if I noticed your name, but anyway, I'll check out that Rumble, by the way.
Question, Justin.
Yep.
You will be available later on?
No, I'll be on for my today. But tomorrow I won't be on for London. I might be on later though,
yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Then see you. Yeah, see you. Bye.
No worries, see you, mate. Yeah, so guys, thank you for the support. I'll catch you guys Thursday, YouTube. Alright, cheers. Bye, team. Cheers.